Achondroplasia, commonly known as dwarfism, is a genetic condition that results in disproportionate body size, where especially where it affects the limbs. So the arms and legs are shorter than those of average height people of the same age. Like any parent's journey, our journey has been one of love and giving and nurturing for our child. We, of course, as Amin's parents, want to give him the best to enable him to grow intellectually, emotionally, socially, etc. Amin's diagnosis came at 9 months of age. It was a surprise to both Amer and I, and it was followed by a host of visits to achondroplasia-related clinics at Stanford University, such as orthopedics, neurosurgery, ear, nose, and throat. Amin went through a number of ear tests, hearing tests. He had ear tubes installed. He was constantly followed by Stanford neurosurgery, so that they would make sure that he did not experience any brainstem compression. Orthopedics followed the bowing in his legs and his spine as in order to make sure that he did not have spinal stenosis. But thankfully for us, Amin was cleared by most of these clinics very early on. By age 6 or 7, he'd had his surgeries, his tonsillectomy, and his ear tubes. And around that age, his body was becoming strong. He was physically coming into his own, and therefore, what I experienced as a mother of a child with achondroplasia was that the onrush of doctors' visits finally came to a slowdown, and we were just working with a generally strong child. Achondroplasia is considered a rare disease, the occurrence rate being somewhere around 1 in 40,000. And therefore, the funding that is channeled towards achondroplasia research tends to be limited.
And so and if you think about what NIH and other larger grants would want to fund, they don't allocate a lot of money to achondroplasia. So we talked to some of the researchers, and what we learned is that there's a number of very interesting ideas out there, but they're not getting funded to the point where they can become attract larger grants and really move the science forward. So we decided to make a very simple, very small seed fund, and we called the fund Growing Stronger. And we approached the community, we approached our friends and family, and we found very generous people in our lives who were able to donate, help pitch in with us, and create a fund where we went to the researchers and said, look, we can give you a grant for 1 or 2 years. And these are not big, they're relatively, I would say they're not big grants when you look at, research. They're like $100K a year for like 3 years, or, $75K a year for 2 years. But these were enough to actually get some researchers off the ground, prove that their ideas are actually working, and attract larger grants. So the flagship grant that we gave was to Shriners, to Dr. Horton. He was able to then attract not only NIH funding, but funding from Bill and Melinda Gates, and actually built a very interesting biomarker. And we're very happy that happened. And then there's other similar areas that we've done, funded some researchers that have been able to make an impact and help with forwarding the science in this space.